So what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a category of tech that just keeps getting more impressive every single year, the mini PC. These tiny powerhouses have gone from being niche, underpowered boxes to legitimate desktop replacements for a ton of people. In 2025, the options are better than they've ever been. It's actually kind of wild how much performance you can pack into a chassis that can literally fit in the palm of your hand. The days of needing a giant tower for serious work or even some decent gaming are, for many, long gone. In this video, we're breaking down the best of the best, and as always, the links of all products in the video are in the description. These links will give you the best prices, so make sure that you use them. Alright, so kicking things off, we have the GEEKOM A5 2025 edition. I think this is the perfect place to start. It represents the incredible value proposition behind mini PCs. Under the hood, AMD Ryzen 5 7430U, a solid, efficient chip for this form factor, paired with 16 GB of RAM and a 512 GB SSD out of the box. Specs that used to belong to mid-range laptops, now in a tiny, quiet box for just over $300. 16 gigs of RAM handles multitasking, dozens of browser tabs, office applications, streaming media, all running smoothly. Connectivity, huge for mini PCs. The A5 is well equipped. It supports 8K output, Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.2 provides solid wireless performance. And importantly, a full-size SD card slot. So who is this for? I see the GEEKOM A5 as the ultimate versatile workhorse. It's for the student who needs a reliable computer for research and writing, the professional working from home, or even for a family looking for a media center PC. Alright, so from the king of value we pivot to an entirely different beast. This is the AtomMan G7 PT, and this machine is all about one thing, cramming an absurd amount of performance into a compact chassis. At its heart is an AMD Ryzen 9 7945HX CPU. This isn't a low-power mobile chip, this is a high-performance processor with 16 cores and 32 threads. But the CPU is only half the story. The G7 PT also packs a discrete GPU. The Radeon RX 7600M XT with 8 GB of GDDR6 VRAM. This is what separates it from most other mini PCs. This isn't just relying on integrated graphics, it's a dedicated graphics card that can handle modern AAA games at respectable settings and frame rates. To support that core duo, you get 32 GB of fast DDR5 RAM and a 1TB PCIe 4.0 SSD. Fast RAM plus a speedy SSD means apps and games load instantly. And if that's not enough, it has dual PCIe SSD slots for easy expansion. On the connectivity front, it's all top tier. HDMI 2.1, display, port 2.0, USB-C, giving you tons of options for multiple high refresh rate monitors. It also features Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 5.4, plus a 2.5 gigabit LAN port for gamers who prefer wired connections. Okay, now for something completely different, we've looked at a value-focused Windows machine and a high-performance Windows machine. Now we turn to Apple's contender in this space, the 2024 Mac Mini with the new M4 chip. The big story here, of course, is that brand new M4 chip. This is the latest generation of Apple Silicon, and it brings a 10-core CPU and a 10-core GPU. This model comes configured with 16 gigabytes of unified memory. Now it's important to remember that Apple's unified memory architecture works differently than traditional RAM. Because it's shared directly between the CPU, GPU, and neural engine, it's incredibly efficient. It's incredibly fast and snappy for everyday tasks, but it also has the horsepower for more demanding creative work, like photo and video editing in Final Cut Pro or music production in Logic Pro. But buying a Mac is never just about the specs, it's about the ecosystem. If you already have an iPhone and an iPad, the integration is seamless. Features like handoff, universal clipboard, and AirDrop just work, and they work beautifully. And with the M4 chip, you get access to Apple Intelligence, Apple's new suite of AI features. These are integrated system-wide, designed to help with writing, organizing, and more. It's a powerful new toolset that's exclusive to the Apple platform. Alright, for our final entry, we're swinging the pendulum all the way back to the budget end of the spectrum. And I mean, really budget. This is the Acemagic V1. It comes in at a price that almost seems too good to be true. Just $188. So the big question is, what kind of computer do you actually get for less than the price of a decent pair of headphones? The answer is, surprisingly, a pretty capable one. The processor here is the Intel Twin Lake N150. Now let's be clear, this is not a performance chip, but what's really impressive at this price is the rest of the spec sheet. You're getting 16 GB of DDR4 RAM and a full 1 TB M2 SSD. For context, many laptops that cost 3 or 4 times as much still come with only 8 GB of RAM or smaller SSDs. With 16 GB of RAM, you can have a bunch of Chrome tabs open without the system grinding to a halt. So who is the Acemagic V1 for? A child's first computer for homework, a low-cost home office machine, a dedicated home server, or digital signage. At just $188, the Acemagic V1 is in a class of its own, the budget champion. So, there you have it, 4 excellent but very different mini PCs for 2025. It really shows the incredible range of this category. Each one of these is a winner, just for a different type of user. But now I want to hear from you. Which of these mini PCs caught your eye? Are you looking for budget and value or all-out performance? Let me know down in the comments. And of course, if you enjoyed this breakdown and found it helpful, hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel really helps us out. Don't forget to ring that bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the best tech you can buy. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.